The day the clouds fell down. In a cheery little town called Puddlepop, where the houses were painted like lollipops and the birds sang songs about pancakes, lived a curious girl named Pippa Pippin. Pippa had wild curly hair that bounced like springs, and she wore a polka dot cape because she wanted to be a superhero. Her best pals were Boomer the dog, who barked at everything, even his own shadow, and Twinkle Toes, a tiny mouse who loved to dance on tiptoes. One sunny afternoon, Pippa was skipping through the meadow, twirling her cape, when boom! A loud noise shook the ground. She looked up, and her eyes went wide. The fluffy white clouds in the sky were wobbling like jelly. Then, one by one, they started to fall. Plop, 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 right into Puddlepop. They bounced down the hills, rolled through the streets, and landed in the strangest places. One cloud sat on Mrs. Muffin's chimney. Another got stuck in Mr. Waddle's duck pond, quacking with the ducks. "Clouds don't belong on the ground," Pippa said, hands on her hips. Boomer barked, "Woof, woof," which meant, "This is crazy." Twinkle Toes twirled in a circle, squeaking. "What do we do?" Pippa puffed out her chest. "Superhero Pippa Pippin is on the case. We'll get these clouds back to the sky where they belong." Boomer wagged his tail, and Twinkle Toes clapped her tiny paws. Off they went to investigate the cloudy chaos. First, they found a big fluffy cloud blocking the bakery door. Baker Betty peeked out, holding a tray of cookies. "Help! My customers can't get in," she cried. Pippa tried pushing the cloud, but it was soft and squishy like a giant marshmallow. She said. Then she had an idea. "Boomer, bark at it." Boomer barked his loudest, "Woof, woof, woof," and the cloud giggled, wiggled, and floated up just enough for Pippa to roll it away. "Thanks, Pippa," said Baker Betty, tossing them each a cookie. Next, they ran to the park where a cloud was bouncing on the swings, giggling like a naughty kid. The squirrels were chattering, annoyed they couldn't play. "Twinkle Toes, dance for it," Pippa said. Twinkle Toes spun and leaped, twirling her tail like a ribbon. The cloud clapped its misty hands and floated higher to watch, clearing the swings. "Super dancing!" Pippa cheered, and the squirrels gave Twinkle Toes an acorn as a prize. But the biggest problem was at the edge of town. A humongous cloud had plopped right on top of Mayor Mirth's house, and the mayor was yelling from the window. "Help! I'm stuck, and my hat's floating away." Pippa scratched her head. This cloud was too big for barking or dancing. "We need something bigger," she said. That's when she spotted Old Windy, the town's windmill, spinning lazily on the hill. "I've got it!" Pippa shouted. She grabbed her cape, tied one end to Boomer's collar and the other to Twinkle Toes's tail. "Hold on tight," she said. They ran to the windmill, climbed to the top, and whoosh! Pippa waved her cape like a flag. The windmill spun faster and faster, blowing a big gusty breeze right at the giant cloud. The cloud wobbled, then poof! It floated up, up, carrying Mayor Mirth's hat with it. The mayor cheered, "My hero," as the hat plopped back on his head. One by one, all the other clouds joined the big one, drifting back to the sky, giggling and waving goodbye. But why had the clouds fallen in the first place? Pippa climbed the tallest hill to ask. She cupped her hands and shouted, "Hey, clouds!" What happened? A tiny cloud floated down and whispered in her ear, "We just wanted to play. The sky gets boring sometimes." Pippa laughed. "Next time, visit nicely, okay? We'll have a picnic." The cloud winked and zoomed back up. That night, Puddlepop threw a party to thank Pippa, Boomer, and Twinkle Toes. Baker Betty made cloud-shaped cookies, the squirrels danced with Twinkle Toes, and Boomer barked at the stars. Pippa twirled her cape and grinned. "Being a superhero is hard work," she said, "but it's the best job in the world." And from then on, whenever the clouds looked extra fluffy, the kids of Puddlepop knew they were just waiting for an invitation to play. Because with friends like Pippa, even the sky couldn't stay serious for long. The end.